I'm on a mission, set off by Victor's challenge and with a healthy dose of my own inspiration. And only weird things can happen from there.
Remember freaky and remember crazy. These are too subtle. Let's go out of the box on this one.
That's all I need to hear, like music to my ears. Once my Frankenstein creation came to life, it was just what I was hoping to see. Ahoy! When I dropped it off at Victor's, he came up with a total new mock-up of his own. Jumpin' Jehoshaphat.
I had visions, I couldn't sleep.
Victor says he needs a little more time to think through his enhancements, but in the meantime, he's got something else he wants me to take a look at. Only at the Cacho residence is one drag boat spectacle not enough. Another project.
Yeah, this is actually my nephew Vinny's car. He told me, hey, Uncle, can I leave my car in your yard for about a month? I'm gonna do some work to it. So this is a year later, and it's just sitting there.
Oh,
Check
cool.
this out.
I recognize that as a '54 Chevy Bel Air.
Hard top.
Hard top, nice. Yeah, it looks great. No cancer in the rocker panels. The floors are there. This is a clean car, man. I've known Vince for over 15 years. You know, he's always around Victor's place, and we've collaborated on a few projects in the past.
He did all the body work, the engine, transmission, the wiring.
Well, what's he lacking? Just tires? What does he want to do to it?
He's out of town for about 3 weeks to a month. And he asked me if I could get you down here, and he's always wanted Ian to build something for him. Yeah, he just wants to slam it on the ground. I mean, he's really conservative. But you know what? He's a Cacho, and I'm a Cacho. There's no way it could be subtle.
I think it's starting to sound a bit like a commercial jingle. You're a Cacho, he's a Cacho. Wouldn't you like to be a Cacho too?
And I won't tell you what needs to be done. You already know. And hey, you'll go conservative Ian's way. I mean, you're not building a car boat, but do whatever you think it needs.
Okay.
You're here, he's not here. It's always better to ask for forgiveness than ask permission. Remember that.
I agree.
I learned that when I was a
100%.
child.
Vince works in the film industry, and he's regularly out of town for weeks at a time. This might be the perfect opportunity to set him up with that early birthday present. I know he wants a classic lowrider. I've known Vinny for almost as long as I've known you, and I know his style. And I'm sure that's why he stopped here, because he had all the hopes and dreams of doing something, but realized you can't get a car like this as low as you need it without a lot of extra stuff.
I think at night, he comes like once a week, sits in there and probably just daydreams on what the car would look like.
It's all up on jack stands, and he's got one of his favorite adult beverages. There's a tear coming out of his eye, and the oldies are playing, and he's not going nowhere. I know the story. You came to the right guy, man.
That's it.
This is a good starting point, man. I'm into it. I'm always up for a good surprise, especially when it involves friends. I've worked with this style car before, and there's only one way to do it if you're gonna get it down low. I'm not worried about retaining anything except the look of the outside of the body. A little troglodyte action, get in there and destroy a bunch of stuff. On to the next step. If you're to try to do the traditional lowering method with, big lowering blocks on this, you're gonna run into a ton of problems. The axle's gonna hit the frame, the gas tank's gonna drag on the ground, and the drive shaft's gonna hit the floor. We're gonna leave half the car out here and take the other half inside. You may be thinking, wait, what? Which half? Only the half I need. This experience is coming from a long line of mistakes. Straight ahead. I've tried to lower so many cars in so many different ways, I've learned to just short step the whole process, cut the whole thing out and start fresh. Right now, it looks like there's tons of clearance between the frame and the axle, but that's because there's no car body on it and there's no weight in it. These shackle bolts right here end up just slamming into the frame. Today's show is brought to you by the letter C. I got this 4-link airbag set up from my friend Scotty Chops. He's done a ton of work on this model car, and I know it's what we need. It's gonna get this thing down on the ground. An additional 8-inch drop. If that doesn't get you low enough, your name might be Victor Cacho, but for Vince Cacho, I think this will get him low enough. The first step is to clean up the frame. Cut off the flanges so that the C-notch set fits and slides in as smooth as pie. Next step is this top cap. Just have to trim that down a little bit and weld it on. And I'm just gonna put one cross brace here, and then I can cut the frame out. There's nothing I love more than jumping headfirst into a project. Aha! Let's see what kind of rabbits I can pull out of this hat. Another day in paradise at Rancho Russello, cranking out the low and slow. So the next step is the four-link. In addition to those C-notches, I ordered this kit. The whole mission here is to get this car as low as possible and to make it handle better than it ever did. And then the airbags, of course, are gonna let you raise it up and set the ride height to where you want it. This four-link comes as a kit. It's designed for pretty much anything, so it's gotta be customized and fit up to this specific job. This really explains why I have these funny bends in this part of the link. See, all of these bushings are now parallel. That way, as the axle rises, there's no binding. And this is where it always starts to get complicated as you start stacking parts. So this tube will be in the way of any kind of cross member to support that, so I'm gonna have to create some kind of a little perch. At this point in my career, I've messed up a ton of stuff in the past, so now it's kind of like I overbuild most everything that could potentially fail. One reason I'm using this extra strong material is, this car was never designed to lay on the ground or drag around on the street, so that's part of the thing. It's like, what could this confront that this bracket might need extra strength to hold up to? Everything about it operates as it should. The old double jack technique, just another trick from the one-man shop. It's the perfect way to set up a four-link suspension and see how it works. The leaf spring did a twofold thing. It attached the axle to the chassis and suspended the car. These links only attach the axle to the chassis. We need some suspense. In case you're not familiar with them, that's why they're called airbags. Vince wants a car, lays on the ground, and gets up and drives. This'll do it. I think the airbag suspension really took precedence maybe in the mid-90s or so. I mean, they've been around for a long time, but they got mass-produced, and the switches, the valves, the lines, everything has really been so mass-produced and refined. Nowadays, it's pretty much bulletproof. Right on cue, I can hear rapping of paws on the door. Right this way, ladies and gentlemen. There must be some kind of a barometric pressure change when structural welding is going on. Low and slow, just the way you like it. Because as soon as I'm done, the inspection commences. Airbags, four-link, C-notch, all your favorite stuff. I might as well be talking dog treats and fuzzy dog beds. I haven't seen dudes smile this much since Lil came to town. There might finally be some redemption for all my hard work. I mean, it's a natural thing. There's no controversy. Whenever I do a lowered car like this, he's like, this dog's got a one-track mind. He's talking about, why can't we do this every day? It's all about variety, man. Stay the course. Here, check this out. Goes up, and it goes down. I've done off-road stuff, I've done tall stuff, I've done boat stuff. Nothing thrills him like a good lowrider. Do you approve? Haha, do you approve? All right. I should go buy a lottery ticket. Today is my lucky day. I've never seen the four-paw approval. On to the next. We're making good progress on this 54, but before we get in any deeper, I just wanted to text a little with Vince, send him some photos just to make sure we're on the same page. All right, that's what I wanted to hear. He says, yeah, man, do your thing. For this next setup, I asked my buddy Alan to come by and give me a hand. Alan and I did a quick walk around the car, and I got him up to speed on the vibe of the project so we could hit the ground running.
Nice. I like that.
I've known Alan for a while, and we've worked on some weird projects together, so I feel like I owe it to him to let him get into his jam. He's a consummate sheet metal former and welder. Broaden your horizons. You're doing a little carpentry, right? You're doing some fiberglass, you're doing upholstery.
I'm learning.
Right.
I'm learning and pushing.
You know, he's telling me I could do whatever I want, right, to make it full custom. So of course, lowering it was the natural. But I want to chop the top on this. And I know you've done a whole bunch. Yeah.
Now you know.
I told you it was right up your alley.
You know I love to chop me some tops.
Exactly.
Confess, I've never worked on a 54 hard top. The Bel Air brings more challenges with the amount of chrome on these cars are triple, quadruple any other.
Yeah, and then the curved back glass is always a little bit more of a technical chop too. I mean, this glass is merciless. It's gonna stay in the same shape they made it. Before we cut into anything, the main thing to consider is where we're headed with the overall look. You know, I want all the chrome to still be there. I want the back windows to roll up and down. I want the front windows with the wind wings still. Mostly, you know, it's the first impression. The thing's gotta look tough.
You know, I can kind of picture it, make it all look stock original, make it look like it came that way from the factory.
Alan gets it. We're gonna change everything, but make it look like we didn't change anything. Almost like we tapped it with the magic wand of cool. So see, that's kind of what complicates it, right? So as they roll up, you know, this rubber is meant to scrub and seal, and then see, it just kind of locks up there. I could see a path through it, but again, it's the first time, you know?
It's almost like we have to think about this one from the inside and figure out how to cut it from the inside out.
Maybe we'll cut straight through here and take off this triangle and see what's in there. The true mark of a chop top is, you know, the aftermath, like what's left over, what does it look like? The true mark of a fabricator is making it look like nothing ever happened. It's a real easy piece to patch in. Let's open this up on both sides and then see what we gotta do inside. What's going on in there?
From what I see two brackets holding the roof panel.
You know what? That looks like two brackets holding the roof panel. I'm thinking now that we know what this is made of, let's gut this completely. We'll leave the back window in place and then we'll chop the windshield and see how it lays out. I think we are disconnected. We just gotta figure out how much we wanna chop this thing. Let's throw this bridge across the doors. The moment of truth is upon us. How much are we gonna cut? Who's in the shop today? Mr. Subtle, Dr. Jekyll, or Mr. Hyde? Chop at will. This is where a second set of hands comes in handy, like Alan's hands. They're pretty handy. I don't know, what do you think?
I dig the 2-inch, I really do. From the front, the windshield, I think the 2-inch looks great.
Oh yeah, 2 inches in the front looks perfect.
Then we come to the rear.
Always that. I mean, that's pretty interesting. Like, we could almost just shut it, right?
So if we cut it here and just cut it here and just let it slide down.
Thing with Alan, no discussion needed. We both have our eyes on the end game and we're going for it. I enjoy that style of working because, believe it or not, I don't like to talk. You'd never know that by watching this interview, but, well, let's pop that roof off and let's get in here and clearance all this stuff out. Now it's just that small matter of making it all look convincing. Aha! Gnarly! Dude, that works.
Dude, look at that, wow. Man, that looks freaking awesome. The door line and the roof line just looks so good.
So that big bulge off the back of the roof is definitely knocked down. But now look at the deck lid. It looks like a balloon sticking off the back.
It does look like a pimple sticking out.
Yeah. Who enlarged the trunk? This is business as usual in full custom land. You know, you change one thing and then you gotta change 15 more things to accommodate that. You ever decked one of these things?
No, I can't say I have.
Me either. That's two of us. I was just gonna give you the job if you were good at it. Now we have to figure it out. As they say, we gotta finish this chop before we get on to greener pastures. Yeah. I can get kind of used to having Alan around. His two hands are way more effective than all four paws of those inspectors. Ahoy!
Hey, what's going on, man?
I just picked up this set of glass front and rear.
Nice.
With this chop, the stock front glass is 2 inches too tall, so it's a simple cut to fit process. That'll be done last, after the paint, after the trim, after everything. So full size rear, 2 inch shorter front. I was wondering how curved this was. It looks pretty flat. I was relieved to see that this back glass is flat from top to bottom. If it had a curvature in it, then you start to get that sausage effect that I talk about so many times, trying to make it flow. I foresee raising the window frame up past and patching in this much of the roof.
Yeah, I think that would be the go. That would look the best.
One strip right through, right? I think today, let's just try to get this window in and let's mess around and figure out what we're gonna do with these two moving windows. I really like how you set this whole thing up in the front. Now it's permanent. Anybody can get to where we are with a grinder, right? But now is where it counts, the fit up. The glass is permanent. It's stagnant. It only does one thing. It sits there. So we got to modify everything around it. Oh, look at that.
That puts us back almost in the original position. Oh, nice.
That looks pretty cool to me. Yeah, so this is the original quarter trim.
Oh, this will work. Look at that.
The whole thing I was concerned with is just hiding all the work in the chrome trim, and man, that does it.
I think it's gonna look good.
Let's just throw a bridge from here up to here. That way you can take all this mess out and we'll recheck the glass as it's supposed to sit. Process here is modify some stuff, fit up the glass. Do a little more welding, fit it up again. The whole challenge here is to not let the sheet metal warp so that the glass is a misfit.
Like a glove.
Look at that.
Wow. I think the biggest lesson out of this is we did this chop with minimum amount of cuts, the least amount of welding on a chop, on any chop that I've seen.
In my maturity, the art of customizing has been more of a leave no trace event, right? It's like the thief in the night scenario. You're in, you're out, something's different. It looks cooler, nobody knows what happened.
It does make a huge difference. When you have somebody that knows what they're doing, Mr. Ian.
If you find somebody that knows what they're doing, you let me know. Now we're into the window phase of things. You know, the front window, check. It rolls up and down just like it's supposed to. The real test is gonna be this back window. Doesn't just go up and down, it kind of rolls up into position, and that definitely interferes with our chop.
Oh my, look at that.
Yeah, and that's all oversized right now. Once we get the rubber in there, then we'll just trim it to be perfect. All the glass in this car, except for the rear window, will have to be cut to fit. Roof line now is completely custom, so full custom glass shop, next stop. This is a good layout for it. Now we'll just fill in all the rest of this. You know, we got all the dimensions even around the glass. This is gonna work. You know what I always say at a time like this? It's gonna be awesome. After all this work, I'm ready to get on my big hat and head on down to the lake. See when that drag boat's ready for its maiden voyage. It's been a few days, so let's see what kind of nonsense Victor's got going on in his shop. Wow, this looks cool.
I disassembled it all. I wanted to powder coat the whole frame, and that way you could really see the fabrication you put in. And some minor modification to the body. A little bit of wing action here.
I gotta say, this man's a hustler. All that fiberglass work looks awesome. Rebuilt the engine, the transmission, powder coated the chassis. I mean, what's not to like about this setup? These wings are next level. Just seeing it in foam was one thing, but now it looks like he took a surfboard and cut it in half and stuck some taillights in it. I'm feeling it, man. I love this.
Yeah, that's an instrument panel to a 1959 Ford Edsel. The speedometer goes sideways.
Like this boat's gonna go when you get on the throttle.
We don't know if it's gonna go up, down, float, or sink, but at least we got a cool instrument panel.
In addition to all the other progress, there's this newest element of this swooping front shape across the dashboard area of the boat. It's super unique. That's such a weird element. I would have never come up with that, but I see it now. It's like if it was to splash water, the water would just go right around the driver and the passenger.
Well, it's like, what do you do? I think you're nuts and I'm a little nuts too. Not as bad as you, but
hey,
I'm getting there. As we keep working together, we gotta be careful.
This thing is looking crazy cool.
That's it. It's mine are just one, two things. That's it.
Perfect. It's just what it needed.
And that's why I brought you down here to number one. Give me approval on what you see. I need you to help me put the motor back in the dragster and put the dragster underneath the boat. I don't know, that doesn't sound right, but...
Yeah, no, I came up with that concept. I'm familiar with the whole procedure, Captain. probably not going to be as simple as I explained to Victor. You know, like everything else that's full custom, there's going to have to be some workarounds.
Hey, Ian, I feel like I'm on the drag racing pit crew.
Back it up.
Watch your fingers.
Yeah.
Jack of all trades here.
Victor's like the conductor at the orchestra. You know, that's who he is. He's not the guy turning wrenches and spraying stuff, but he is in charge of a large number of resources, and he conducts his orchestra pretty well.
Ian, so did you have to bend that oil pan or what?
No, this thing was dropped in the backyard, remember? It made its own clearance, so I just figured, hey, I'll use it.
So in other words, if I change that to a chrome one, I got to adjust it somehow.
You got to throw it on the ground a few dozen times, yeah. I got to say, I forgot to mention to Victor, hey, by the way, don't take the body off the boat. I didn't design it that way. I literally hung the boat in position and it's welded in a whole bunch of brackets. I can't believe they got it off of the chassis in one piece. So what's your plan?
I don't know, that's why you're here.
I think it's going to be a problem getting it back on. When I put this on, I put a piece of tube through the front anchor bracket, like drop the front in and then kind of twist and I was able to just kind of move it. Yeah, at least I didn't say, Victor, I have no idea how your drag boat goes back together. I vaguely said some things and offered support like a true gentleman. Like I said, I did not expect this to come back together.
I don't know how they got it out either. I was going, man, down.
Come forward?
Yeah.
Right there?
No, this side.
Yeah, we gotta do the opposite. Did you have the tires off or something? If building a drag boat spectacle was easy, then everybody'd be doing it. Or would they?
Well, how did you do it? Up.
Right there, yeah, you got
up.
it. What did you do? There's a lot of shaking and bobbing and squirming and worming to get this thing back in place, isn't it, fellas?
On three. 1, 2, 3. All right. But we have to lock it
gotta
in the
latch
front
this.
first. Pull that from underneath. Yeah,
Yeah.
pull that. Okay, there you go.
got it.
Now put it down.
Hold
Oh,
it,
wait.
come forward again.
Come forward again. Okay.
Backwards. The thing is, everybody thinks it's my fault, right? It's like, oh, what knucklehead built it this way? You can't even put it back together. Lift up and back.
Okay, lift up in the back.
You were not supposed to take the boat apart.
Take it out.
Okay, drop
All
it.
right, drop it down.
Ever.
All right, pull it down. All right, you got it. Who said you couldn't do that? Just don't do it again. All right, are you guys ready? I'm ready.
Hell yes.
I got my captain hat on.
Amongst the struggle, it's great to see Victor keeping the spirit alive.
Good job.
That's what it's all about. Rally the troops, keep the morale high, stay the course. I'm telling you, this is the proverbial icing on the cake. It's all happening right in front of us. Stance, awesome. The fins, I wasn't expecting. The intake, looking good. It's really under development now.
Things you come up with, I don't know about you.
Back at the ranch, we got one more hurdle to jump through on Vince's lowrider. Oh yeah, every time you look at this, it's like, it just looks right. From the deck lid forward, this shop works, man.
Yeah, it's looking really good.
Once you lower the roof, the deck lid looks massive.
Yeah, it does look like a lot of junk in the trunk.
What happens is when you come all the way out to that bulge, you got all this space in here, you know, it just doesn't flow. We bring this across from, say, the top of the trunk across this way. So that's like a pretty pronounced arc. Mm-hmm. So if we were to lower this, it'll make the fenders appear bigger, which is cool.
Yeah, I think it's a really big plus, especially thinking about 55, 56, and 57.
That's what they did.
They raised it up, so let's do it. I'm excited.
At this point in my automotive journey, there's a ton of stuff I've done repeatedly, but there's also a few things that I haven't tried yet. This deck lid is one of those things. I've never decked a car, believe it or not. So here we go. The biggest challenge here, you know as well as I do, if it's not the same shape as when we started, it's not the same panel. I might as well just chuck it. You know, our structure's here and we want to keep this distance all intact. So maybe before we cut this out, what if we just built like an inner truss that just stayed there forever? Like that was our new inner structure.
Oh, okay, so that would be our bracing, and we would completely eliminate this whole inside, and then we can sheet metal, bring the same sheet metal down.
Mm-hmm. And this never comes back into play. This deck lid is really strong panel simply because the springs that support it are so powerful. What the heck is in this thing, lead? It's probably pretty well attached. If we can remove this from the skin, then our plan will be a go. Like, I don't see the skin coming lower than that.
No,
Yeah.
no.
So if we just section this out so this can grab in, look, that's a good grab all the way around there with that structure. You know what they say about a clean shop? It only happens on television. My plan for the new inner structure of this deck lid is going to be made out of a 1-inch tube. A simple curve, should be super strong and out of the way of our new shape.
All the way through?
All the way through. I'm always about winging it, and there's no difference with this panel. Alan and I are pretty much on the same path on this. He's got some ideas, and so do I. Well, all the rest of that stamp can come out.
Sounds good to me.
All right. That's the thing about all these old cars. They've got stories, and you know, they say dead men tell no tales. Well, dead cars don't either. Something happened here. All right, let's see how it looks.
All right, there we go. How far down are you thinking?
You're talking about some kind of like smile cut or something?
Or we're gonna have to start from the top of the deck lid and come back and maybe do like a smile. That way we could just bring this down.
Yeah, like maybe at the apex of this curve, huh? Like if you're going from here to here.
Meet up our flat spot here with a nice radius right in the center of our big hump.
That's right, folks. He'd like to meet up the center of the radius in the middle of the big hump. Alan's plan sounds pretty good to me. I've started with way more harebrained schemes than this. The whole idea with this grid on the back of the deck lid is simply to keep it in line. This panel is so flat and bland, it's gonna be easy when we reassemble it if it was just a little bit down on one side. Just don't wanna end up with one side of the trunk being a ½ inch higher than the other. So as long as these lines remain parallel by the straight edge, we're in line. You know the pressure's on when I start popping these seltzers one after the other, man. The cut on this deck lid is pretty important because with a shape like this, as it comes together, you want it to overlap itself. You don't want something to happen where they mismatch and you have to put in a filler piece. So we're trying not to add any metal to this, so the cut's gotta count. So we're about 1.25 inches below sea level.
What does it look like from the sides?
It's better, but I want it betterer. This is the critical moment, right? This is the decision. Cut it more, cut it less, does it match the chop? Is it right? How far do we need to go, Alan? How far? Now it's starting to flow. Really exaggerates those fenders now. I mean, what a difference.
Does it really? Oh, wow. Man, I don't know. I don't know, man. What do you think?
Whenever I'm looking at something, it's like, man, does it look like, oh, it would have been better if he went a little bit in a different direction, right? That's what I'm thinking about. It's like, does it look like it's, oh, he was a little nervous? Or did it look like, yeah, he went for it? So I'm that guy where I need to like push it further. And I don't want to make it to look too cartoony, but I gotta tell you, I'm that guy.
I don't know, man. I think you're there. What are you thinking?
Let's just see how it lays in with that stress off of it. This is the world I live in, right? There's a devil on one and an angel on the other, right? And they're both talking. I'm like, oh yeah, I like your story, bro. Let's do this. There's still a little, I mean, we're not maxed out. We could go another inch down.
Oh, another inch. That's a lot.
You ain't kidding. Just wanting to buckle. It's the max.
We're maxed.
Yeah. See, now it looks like something happened.
There we go.
What happened? Nobody knows. It just somehow works. That's perfect. Look, the taillights are way out.
Man, look at it from back here. It looks so good. It looks so good.
Pushing it further this time paid off. Flows right down to where the bumper's gonna be. That came together just about perfect.
Hey, this thing, a liposuction.
Yeah, exactly. And that's really what this whole deal is about. Just, you know, making something you're proud of and looking forward to the next challenge. Yeah, now when you're looking at it, it's like it just swoops right down.
I'm definitely glad you decided to go lower on the deck lid. Looking at it now, that's definitely the way to go.
Hell to the yes. Al and I got the body all finished up. It looks pretty darn smooth, you know, almost like nothing happened. There's gonna be a minimal amount of body filler on this. The way the chop came out, it looks really tight. The deck lid is a perfect accompaniment to that. The last thing is a new front suspension, and I have just the thing. We're going in, we're going all the way, so I got this cool air ride set up from Scotty Chops. It's a Fat Man Fabrication kit with airbags, disc brakes, drop spindles, and rack and pinion steering. All the good stuff. Whenever I install one of these kits, I fit everything up, make sure it's good on the table before I even check it out on the car. It's kind of Mustang 2, but it's not. It's completely one-off. The cool thing about the 54 Chevy, this whole front cross member unbolts. So I know that looked real easy, but it actually took me half a day yesterday. I had to torch off a lot of the hardware, but pretty much this thing does just unbolt. The old front end is like that old grizzled, dusty gunfighter from the old West. The new front end is like the 21st century RoboCop, coming in to regulate and lay waste to all traditional lowriders on the boulevard. Measure, measure, measure. Although this is a custom kit, things are pretty different when you want to go really low. So this kit comes with all the eventualities, right? Is it going to be this ride height or that ride height? And this thing's thing is pretty low, so we're going to use all the accessories. I had to notch out for the rack and pinion steering. I did a little of this, a little of that. So that's pretty much the front end assembly. You can see it definitely an improvement from what you had. All brand new components and air ride. Yeah, this thing came together just about perfect. Victor says he's got something brewing with that boat, so I got some assembly to finish on this. I want to get down there and see what he's got going on. What's hidden behind door number 1? Well, at Victor's house, you know and I know, you never really know. Holy wingdings.
Now you know how I felt when you brought it to me.
Oh, yes. This is perfect, man. Victor never ceases to amaze nor disappoint. The bodywork is on point. It looks like it's one fabricated piece. It's awesome. This is something I was a little bit hesitant about, but like you say, it's always got to have that kind of voluptuous curve in some place, right? The fins really help with this exhaust. You know, this thing was so low in the back, it was all this stuff jumping out of the rear of it. The fins make it all come together.
That softens it up.
I really like the way Victor handled the back end of this boat. It was a big cut open gaping hole, and he took the piece that I cut out, modified that, and made the same detail, but now there's plenty of room for the engine and radiator. If you didn't see this boat before, you would think that you found some kind of exotic speedboat from the 60s or 50s.
It's definitely out there. I mean,
Yeah.
You were out to lunch on this one.
I'm gonna get my cape. I'm gonna get some special high-heeled sneakers and sunglasses. It's gonna be nice.
My only goal is I don't want it to be the Bat boat. You know, right off the bat, oh, Batmobile wings. It ain't the Batmobile. It's an Ian spectacle. Now we gotta paint this thing in, but we have to paint it to complement the boat without it looking like, you know, I need a cape to drive it.
That's one thing I think I excel at in regards to Victor's response to what people will think of his projects. I'm just like, yeah, whatever, take it for what it is. And he's like, no, it's not that.
Because it isn't the Bat boat.
Right.
You didn't build a Bat boat.
Right. No, if it was black, forget it. I don't know why he's so sensitive about the Bat boat comparison. I mean, I already have my cape on order.
Batmobile, I don't even want to hear that word again.
You want to take big, bold steps, you're gonna have to deal with the consequences, Batman.
And I got my buddy Bob Kozlik coming down, and he's one of the last guys out there that does this kind of pinstriping.
Heck yeah. Bob did really strong work on that Zephyr cruise liner where, you know, he pinstriped it to look like an old wooden boat, like a Chris Craft speedboat, and that was classy. So I'm sure he'll bring the same amount of detail to this project. Before Bob gets here, Victor and I are gonna hash out a few paint ideas. Man, like, where's he going with this? Is he gonna like make it all crazy lowrider? Is it gonna be like the flow of the ocean, or like what's he even thinking? It seems pretty fresh. I like his ideas. Well, it complements the actual embossing in the side of it too.
And
Same
that's
vibe,
true, I
right?
didn't even think of that. I got 4 colors, but we're only gonna use 3. I see the whole side orange and the wings orange, and then the purple goes in between there, and then whatever else we add.
Yeah, just tell Bob that exactly. Just majority of it's orange and then put some purple on it, little silver, no green. It's just a little sprinkle of pepper and a little spice. Everything's nice.
That's it.
That's perfect directions.
What the heck you got involved in here?
He did it, I didn't do nothing. Ian did it all.
Just as things are starting to get real loose, here comes Bob.
This is very cool.
He swoops in like the masked man in the nick of time.
Kind of feels like the Batmobile.
Uh-oh, who said the B word?
Good, I'm glad you said that, because I want to get it out of your system. I don't want it to look like the Batmobile. That's why I brought you here, to take that Batmobile look away. The paint scheme can't look like the Batmobile.
One rule in this shop, no bat time, no bat channel.
It has wings like the Batmobile. That's all it has in common. And Batman.
Well, let's lay out some lines, see what comes forth. Do you actually call this a boat?
We don't know what to call it. We're hoping you would help us out with that. Whenever I'm working with like an old school pro, I'm just kind of quiet, because I'm looking at the technique, I'm looking at the ideas, that type of thing. As a one-man shop, I'm always trying to, figure out my resources, and this guy's an encyclopedia of paint design.
What do you think? Are we heading in the right direction?
I think so.
There's a certain feel with this kind of stuff. You just have to be a little more open-minded.
Yeah, no, open-minded is how we arrive at all these weird results.
Ian told me never follow the rules.
We'll be right back. Same bat time, same bat channel.
Oh, wow.
What's happening?
Mr. Ian,
How's it going?
dude, what'd you do to this thing? This is awesome.
The question is, what didn't I do?
Yeah.
There is an art to fitting the car to the client. Knowing Vince, he's an artist, he's a musician. He's got style, right?
Nice.
He can't be driving no clapped out stock 54 Chevy.
No, this looks great, man. This is my dream car. This is my dream car, and it's actually happening.
Victor was giving me the big, Vince is conservative spiel, but I knew otherwise. I think it's
Yeah.
just what you needed.
Conservative, huh?
Yeah, so wait till you see what I built for your uncle. I was taking a break from that insanity, so this is like therapy for me. I was like, who doesn't like the classic lines of a 54 Chevy?
I'm crazy, but I'm not Victor Cacho crazy.
Me either. That guy's loco. Aside from my own personal satisfaction, with accomplishing all this mechanical stuff, it's the biggest draw to this career is, customer satisfaction. Have fun, man. That's what it's about for me.
This alone has lit the fire under my butt just to get things going, man. Like, this is it.
Yeah.
It's going again.
Just like the rest of the Cacho clan, I know that Vince wants to put his personal stamp on this project. So it's in a perfect position for him to take it to body, paint, interior, whatever he's thinking. It's a canvas waiting to get set up. Yeah, well, it's one thing seeing it in the shop up close, but let's take it outside. You'll really see when it's on the ground, the line that it gives. It's really neat.
Let's do it.
Yeah. Now stand over there and watch it drop.
It's subtle, it's nothing too extreme. It just goes with it.
Looks like it should be that way.
You made it that way.
Yeah.
Just can't wait for this thing to get cruised on the road. I already have a playlist on my shuffle for this car, man.
You got the soundtrack and
I
everything.
got the soundtrack for this car, man.
Just
I can't wait to
paint,
cruise it.
yeah.
Ian, I couldn't thank you enough. This thing's awesome, man. I appreciate it. Let's
Yeah,
get
man.
this thing to paint.
Heck yeah.
And let's go cruise it.
I'm stoked. All's well that ends well. Another satisfied, subtle customer. I gotta be careful on what I'm putting out here lately, or I'm gonna get a reputation for doing that type of thing. I like it wild, man. Let's stay on the track with Victor. As the song goes, I've been through the desert on a boat with no name, and this fits the bill perfectly.
You brought me crazy, I give you crazy back, man.
What the heck have you done? This is out of control. I love it.
I had to bring you out in the desert where the aliens hang out because this just ain't right. Something's going on here. Our minds are drifting.
Walking up on this thing, it's a complete freak show. It's everything I could have imagined and more. Victor took it over the top. I mean, my concept was something, and he just went super double, triple extra on it. I don't know what to say. It's kind of next level.
Subtle crazy.
Crazy. It's crazy.
It kind of sounds like it looks.
Last time I saw it was a work in progress, and man, getting it all detailed out, get the chrome on it, the fins are all dialed in with the taillights and the paint. This thing is wild. In the sun at this angle, that foil is like, it's like neon. Look at that. It's just popping right off the surface. And the colors, it's like, it works.
Who would have thought orange and purple and green go together? And I don't even know if they do, but hey, I had my painter, Hector. We just kept playing with it, and you know me, we painted this thing 3 times, man.
Victor really is, he's a designer, right? I always say it, he's a designer at heart, and that's the thing. Like, he didn't really need no spectacle for his nursery. Come on. He did take it to the nursery and put it around, he said, and he's gonna park it there, of course, the spectacle, but this has nothing to do with his marketing savvy. He's just looking to build this crazy thing, right? I know that guy. I love the interior too, man.
I just took all your extra hats and made the upholstery.
Super, super deluxe.
People are gonna love it and people are gonna hate it. So hey, it is what it is, huh?
Oh yeah, I don't hate it at all. I mean, having it all there with all the shiny and all the fins and the paint, it's too much. It's definitely not the bat boat. I mean, the B word. It's definitely its own thing.
Well, you ready to take it for a test drive? I told you, you're driving it for the first time.
You don't gotta ask me twice.
Co-pilot ready for takeoff.
We don't need hats where we're going. Yeehaw! I think Victor was really digging it. You know, it's always a thing when you're building something, you never really have the time to step back. So I think this was good for him because he was like entrenched, right? They were doing all the stuff to finish it. So for him to get in the passenger seat and just cruise it, I think he felt really good about it.
Hey,
Put that over there. Oh, it's nice. Nice ride.
I think we need a steering wheel.
Oh. This is exactly like being on a boat on the water, except you're out on the concrete. It's the same feeling. Open air, you're just cruising along. Power's there. You know, the drive line through the V-drive, it handles it well. It's a mover. It's a lot like being out on the lake, man.
Feel the breeze,
Awesome.
the water hit your face.
Love it. It doesn't fit into a class of vehicle at all. So, you know, Victor's saying a spectacle, I'm saying cartoon car, just not like anything. There's only one of them in the world. That's the cool thing about it. Call it a success, man.
It was pretty awesome. I mean, hey, first trial run with the wind hitting your hair. Just one question, what do I say it is?
I don't know.
It's not a boat, it's not a car.
You know, you got to watch out what you ask for from now on. You left the slate wide open on this one, and look what happened. You need to be more specific next time.
You're demented or something.